I'm serious about it. How you doing? My name is Michele Lau. I'm the diamond expert for QVC US, and this is our final live stream of the year. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season and happy new year to each and every one of you. I'm looking forward to bigger, better things this next year. Really looking forward to a little peace in my life. How about you? And just going to have a really good time. So, we've got a wide variety of things that we're going to be talking about. And good morning. Hello. We're going to be looking at some beautiful designer inspired pieces like this one. This is, of course, one of those iconic designs that kind of came to fruition in the 1970s by a little company called Cartier. So we did our version of it at QVC, and we're going to dig into that. We've got, everything on sale. Everything is Firelight lab grown diamonds. We've got a 2.5 carat necklace, 2.5 carats in lab grown diamonds. I think you're really going to love that. I've been talking all right, constantly about a hex cut ring that we got into inventory that I just absolutely adore. That's going to be coming up. There is literally something for every taste in this show. So hopefully you can stick around and do some shopping, and Happy New Year to each and every one of you. All right, so let's get a cooking. Yes, the iconic nail design. It's been interpreted by a lot of different people, but it all started with that House of Cartier. You know, they say that paying homage to somebody is the finest form of flattery. And I do believe that. That's why I never get too upset when people knock off what we're doing here. But we do love you and want you to have the very finest and the highest style that you want at affordable prices. So at QVC, I think we do a very good job of that. And Firelight Lab Grown Diamonds is where I come for these types of styles, where if I were to go into the store, they would be literally thousands, if not more, depending on the amount of diamonds, the clarity of the diamonds, all of those types of things. So, first and foremost, everything is on sale. We now accept Google Pay, PayPal, all these things. But I say we, I don't work for QVC per se. I am an advocate for you. I'm a diamond expert. So I want to make it really clear right up here in the front that we are not paid for this. Mama Pat and I, we're not affiliates. We do this because we want to build a community of people that love diamonds and are curious about them and want to learn more about them. So I use QVC products like this as an example of the things that we can do for you at QVC. But this is just a wonderful exploration into style, into how to wear things, anything that's on your mind, it's on the table. So go ahead and put your questions. Don't be shy. We've got a very small but mighty group here. This is our more intimate live stream. We do it every Wednesday at 10:30 here on YouTube. This is where we really get to know one another and what you're looking for. And you can put in your special requests here as well. And we do our best to fill those. This is item number J456406. Total carat weight on this one is 1 full carat. We nailed it. Yeah, we did. Okay, so you've got diamonds around the side of the nail head. You've got diamonds that are gypsy set within the setting at the top and at the bottom portion. And then in the center, you've got prong set pave diamonds in 4 different sizes. So it is extraordinary. I really love it in the yellow, but the more I look at the white, the more it's growing on me as well, because this is more of a traditional kind of nail look. And it's um, a little more rough and ready. You know what I mean? It's like a little bit more edgy is the word I'm looking for. So it has that edgy look. This is amazing on an index finger. If you're looking for inspiration, this is a trend that's going forward most definitely into the new year. It would be wonderful on a middle finger too. You can wear it literally any way you can imagine to style it. But I think with something that is very chic, something that is very clean in lines in your clothing, I think that this is an absolutely beautiful accent to any outfit that you put on. Now, in my family, my dad was a contractor for many years, owned a construction company. My brother was in construction as well. I mean, we're a definite family of nailheads, if you will. And so I look at this and I'm thinking, my brother's nickname was even Spike. So this would be pretty perfect. We could, of course, wear this in homage. But I love the way this whole thing feels. When you put it on your finger, it just feels good. I did want to talk more about the history of this too. They call this style when you go into that shishi fufu store, they call it the juste un clou. Just un clou. I hope I'm saying it well. Again, I'm all stuffed up. But it's French for just a nail. And this is anything but just a nail. I mean, it is adorned with a full carat of beautiful VS Plus clarity, HI near colorless diamonds. Now, I feel like I explain this every time I'm on the air and every time I'm with you, but I am so happy to do it again. And I'm going to do it now. But if you ever have questions, there is nothing to be taken for granted here. So, what does that mean, VS Plus? VS Plus means it can be anywhere within the range of flawless to very slightly included. So it goes all that scale up here at flawless goes all the way down to included, or what's called I. So I1, I2, I3, these are nice diamonds naturally, but we can bring you up a full 5 clarity grades when you're talking about Firelight lab grown. And I think that's a really important conversation to have. Again, it comes in the sterling silver, which is over, let me just double check something here. Yeah, rhodium plating over sterling silver, or 14 karat gold over sterling silver, which is a marriage of two precious and noble metals. Here you see the side shot. You can see that it's got a lot of metal to the character of it. It's going to stay nice and round on your finger for a long time. If you wonder why we talk about that all the time, it's because when a ring is not manufactured in a great way, or you're going to be wearing it all the time, you don't want it to become oval or roval over time. You want them to stay as round as humanly possible, right? So by starting with a structure of sterling silver, which is 0.925 in purity, it gives it a strength and a character so that the gold will stay beautifully gold. It's got wonderful layers upon layers upon layers of 14 karat gold, but it stays more round because it isn't as ductile of a metal as sterling silver is, meaning it doesn't stretch as easily. So I love that. I think it's just a wonderful attribute of this and a way to get the price down on a piece that has so much beauty, so much simplicity, so much personality. Yeah, so it's between flawless and very slightly included. Now, these diamonds in every piece we see in this little segment is also going to be HI near colorless. When you're a diamond, the best you can get is a D, E, and F. And so, what am I doing here? Oh, that's the back side of the ring. Okay, wow, I was pretty thorough today. Yes, Mom? Sure, what is it? Did I study this? Oh, yeah. Thank you for asking that question. I should have said that. Yes, thank you for asking. I am a graduate of the Gemological Institute of America. So, yes, I've studied it for years. I've actually, it was a hobby before it became this real passion for me. I mean, over the course of about 20 years, I just kept taking classes and classes and classes. And I think I've taken just about every class now at the GIA. Um, I did not design the ring. This ring was designed originally by Cartier. Yeah. So it is. Thank you, honey. That was my husband that popped his head in and said, "Hey, did you design that?" No, I didn't. But I wish I had the talent to do that. But I have my graduate certificates in both colored gemstones and also diamonds from the GIA. And again, keep those questions coming. We love them. We're playing a little telephone today because we've all got the flu, my husband included. I don't know if you guys have heard, but it's pretty much everywhere. And it's not been a happy holiday season because of it. All right. Hopefully you're feeling better. This is item number J448700. Now, this is a heavy piece of jewelry. Okay, it's 2.5 carats of heart shaped diamonds, every single one of them in a beautiful heart shape and perfection. One of the hardest cuts, excuse me, one of the hardest cuts to achieve in diamond cutting is the heart, because you have to get the cleft in the heart. That little dip has to be perfectly symmetrical, or as perfect as you can make it. You see a lot of cheating going on in the world of colored gemstones, for example, because you can kind of maneuver a little bit. So you'll see one lobe that's bigger than the other slightly. But when you can get a finer product like a lab grown diamond, you can get it more symmetrical. And it also makes it easier to achieve that cut. But you still have to put your finest cutters on the job of a heart shape, because a diamond, when it grows in a way that has perfect cleavage. And what that means is when you cleave a diamond, when you strike the diamond, if you cleave it the least bit off kilter when you're cutting it, or if there's a flaw inside that alters the way you're cleaving that, it can break the diamond into two pieces. And so that when you're talking about valuable material like a diamond is, and by the way, these are not manufactured diamonds. These are grown through chemistry. They mimic what happens in Mother Nature naturally. It's taken us decades to figure it out, right? As a world, it's taken us decades. It started back in the 1950s that the research and development happened, and it actually happened not for jewelry initially. It happened for industry. And so once they nailed that, I'm going back to that whole nailhead story. No, once they nailed that, then they started to experiment to get gemmy quality, to get bigger, bolder, higher degrees of clarity, higher degrees of quality diamonds. And now we're to the point where we're offering you really high quality diamonds. Why are they so much less money? That's a really good question. They are so much less money because we can grow more of them and we can grow them faster. We can mimic what Mother Nature does without having to go through volcanic activity or tectonic plate shifting or that journey up to the Earth's surface, which can be very traumatic for a diamond. So they can pick up things along the way, they can crack. There's all kinds of inclusions or blemishes or internal characteristics, which there's nothing wrong with those. In fact, you're going to see some of them in lab grown diamonds. It happens once in a while. We can control which ones we select for our jewelry here at QVC or for the world in general, but know that we have a better chance of getting a more perfect diamond. Does that make sense? Mama, was there any questions about that? Okay, awesome. So 5 beautiful heart-shaped pieces. This adjusts from a 16 to an 18-inch choker, so you can make it whatever length you choose to make it. Maybe for a dance or an event that you're going to, you could wear it as more of a choker. Maybe bring it down a little bit. Not too early to start thinking about Valentine's Day and Mother's Day as well, as you probably came to realize during the holiday season when things sell out at QVC. And really, we have a quicker turnaround than most stores and most places do. It takes us about 6 months to replenish on average. It depends on the piece, but it's really in your best interest to grab things when they're in front of you. Honestly, here you can see it. I was looking at the reviews. The reviews were really, really great. The price on this is $1,499. You're saving about 20% today at QVC.com. It gets all 5-star reviews. Even the people that had friendly feedback still gave it 5-star reviews. And the feedback seemed to do with the chain. We did it with a more delicate chain to really make the diamonds be the showpiece of it. But there was a woman on there, which I thought she had a really good point. She said, you know what? I love it so much. I want to wear it every day. And she was going to do, because she likes a heavier chain, she was going to have it replaced with like a box chain so that she felt more confident. But whether you want something more dainty looking and the diamond to be the showpiece, or whether you want to switch out the chain, just to get a suite of 5 perfectly matched, right, diamonds of this kind of quality, amazing at under $1,500. I mean, you're looking at 200 or 2.5 carats and a great value for your dollar. Definitely a keeper. All right, so let's see where we are here. We are, at my hex ring, are we not? Let me double check. Yeah, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Okay, so when I call it my hex ring, of course, I've kind of taken ownership of it. What I'm talking about is a fancy cut that's not very seen. It's more rare of a cut, and it's coming on. And I want to do and develop even more of these for you because I think they're so sophisticated and so beautiful. It's a 6-sided diamond, so think marquee cut meets stop sign, okay? And actually, that's just in this version of a hex cut. A hex cut comes in 2 different patterns. One of them literally looks like a stop sign, and that one tends to look more overall like a Asher cut. But this one tends to look more like a marquee, which is more elongating to your finger and gives you a more face up look, a bigger look to the diamond. Let's dive in a little bit closer. See? So the center, the hex cut, again with the 6 sides, it's protected very nicely in prongs. It's set really beautifully. But there's actually 4 different cuts to the diamonds here. You're going to see teardrop shapes. You're going to see marquee shapes, beautiful round shapes here, and they're just a little asymmetrical to, again, draw more attention. I think if it was very straight up and down, it would look very, very tailored. So that's one thing that's nice. But I like it a little bit askew because I think it's more eye catching. You're instantly drawn to it because you're like, wait, what's going on here? It's different. So if you're looking for an engagement ring that's or an upgrade to your wedding engagement set, I think that this is an amazing choice. I just absolutely love it. You would pay a small fortune to do a fancy cut like this in a ring custom made for you. And so QVC did all the work on this, took a chance with it, honestly, because our customers had never seen anything like it before. And it has really been exciting to watch it take off. We're into last quantities on it, but you got a shot here. Originally $3,750. It is now $29.99.98, so 20% off. When we came to air this morning, this is what we had left, okay? And it's not bad. All right. So in the white, we've got size 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. I mean, if you were to have this custom made again, it would be a lot of money. But to find this in a jewelry case in all sizes would be, I mean, forget it. They might have one random size 6 or one random size 7, but that's a really good selection of sizing. I think this is very interesting in the yellow gold too. It really makes it glow, doesn't it? It warms up the diamonds a little bit, but I think it also shows off the faceting in an interesting way. So I would seriously consider the yellow. If you are interested, it's in size 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I don't have a problem with you sizing this a half a size, maybe even a full size, but I would want you to consult your jeweler on that one. And you have a 30-day money back guarantee. So again, if you're looking for something more unusual, something very eye-catching, I think you might have just found your new ring. Wear it on your right hand as a fashion statement. Wear it as a symbol or token of love. Maybe your husband said, hey, honey, you know what? I love you. Go ahead and pick yourself out something that you really like for the holidays this year. Then go for this. It's just really, really special with the round, the pear, the marquee, all of those gorgeous things. It's just very, very different. So the facet arrangement is what really gets to the heart of the whole thing, you know, and you see a step cutting to that center stone, which is fascinating and interesting. But they changed the angles slightly so that you can get a much different look than a marquee. So if you love a step faceting, but you don't want something very square and angular, this is still relatively angular, but it's got a softness about it that I think is really beautiful. I'd love to hear if you like it. If you like it, would you show me that you do? Throw me some hearts. And while you're at it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, we would really appreciate it. That would be amazing. Here again, you can see your new ring on its side. It's not too thick in the back, but it's not thinned out either. This is a ring that, thank you for this. Good. I know I'm on the right track with these. I really do want to do a whole selection of them. I would love to see some of the Ashers as well. This is more of a vintage meets modern in that you've got the sprays on the side. I want to do some that are really clean. I think it would also be great if our buyers are listening to do something east-west on this style. I think it would be beautiful. So those are my thoughts on it. Lovely setting. Sits up nice and high on your hand, but not so high where it's going to get caught in your mittens, in your new Sprigs mittens, maybe. I know. I love the way this looks. Her manicure is really fierce too, but it's just a ring that's got style. It's got impact. It warrants a conversation. People want to know, oh, what did you get that for? Where did you get it? What's it all about? I've never seen that before. There's an elegance and a grace about it. All right, now these, I don't even believe that these are still available. This is just silly. This is 3 carats in total weight. They're hoop style earrings for under $1,000. They're only $799. Let me give you a closer look. Look at that style. They're about 1.25 inches from the top to the bottom. If your hair is long, they show up, but they also work with the bob. I think that these are some of the biggest, boldest, most gorgeous earrings that we've done. I really love them. Part of it is due to the fact that this is a style that we've really embraced through the last number of years. We've seen bracelets, we've done band rings. There was a today's special value in this style, but these earrings came in later. And I think it's too bad, really, that we didn't bring them all in at the same time, because there's many of you that maybe thought, I'll never find a pair of earrings. Guess what? You did today. They've got the round-shaped brilliant cut diamonds sitting up high on the outer edges. We've got the baguettes that are low in the valley. So the diamonds that are up high are throwing light down into that incredible stream, river, really, of baguettes. We have some of the best baguette cutters in the world working with us at QVC. And you can tell by the way the baguettes sit within the setting. Cutting baguettes is a true art form. I mean, it's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle. They have to be cut for their specific place and then set there mathematically. It all has to be, it's all math and science. Maybe this is why I love diamonds so much, because I'm a nerd at heart. It's so funny. It runs in the family. And my nephew was here this last week. And he honestly is totally clueless when it comes to TV shopping and diamonds. He has no idea. But we were talking about things, and he's a mathematician, and he's going to be hopefully teaching at some point. And he's very smart, but like I said, clueless in this world. But you look at this and the math and science involved in cutting a diamond, in growing a diamond. I mean, it is fascinating if you think about it. They take a little seed of a diamond and then they mimic what happens hundreds of miles beneath the Earth's surface. They mimic the heat and the pressure. Everything, all the conditions have to be right in order for, well, pure carbon to become a diamond in the first place, but in order for them to grow. It's miraculous. If he would have asked me, I would have told him. When I went down to the GIA, I was invited down to the growing fields, and I got to actually witness this as it was happening, and it was very humbling. Actually, you walk in. I had to have security clearance. We had to have people with us all the time, watching everything that we were doing, and don't touch this, and stay over here, and all of that stuff. I mean, you walk in, and it's like this sea of these little growing pods. It was something like out of the movies, right? But the main chemist came over and he was escorting me around and he said, "Come on over and look inside this vestibule and watch it happening." And I looked and it was glowing so hot, like magma in there. It was just glowing red. And I went, "Oh, I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to get close to it, right?" And he said, "No, I want you to put your hands on it." What? But I did. I put my hands on the canister and it was cold to the touch. And I'm like, wow, it was like so mind blowing that inside it was like what was happening in the Earth's crust, hundreds of miles beneath. And yet I was looking at it about 18 inches away from it happening. So I don't take this whole thing with lab grown has been life changing for me. It's been fascinating. I love all diamonds equally, right? But if I'm going to buy a bigger, bolder, brighter diamond, I'm going to come to lab grown every single time because I can tell you from my heart that these are 100% diamonds. They are chemically, physically, optically diamonds. They have the same chemical structure. They have the same crystalline structure. They're a perfect 10 on the Mohs rating scale. They click into place. You can actually hear and feel it click. They're in more of an oval shape, which I think you can see here. So it's a little more elongating to the jawline. It's a beautiful earring. Here you see Blair wearing it, 3 full carats. Now, I'm not about the price. You know that. We're here not to talk about the price, but I do again want to give you the item number in case you have an interest. They are J449014. If you take $800 and you forget that they're done in precious metal, and these are sterling silver, there's also 18 karat gold over sterling silver. And before you go and get all snooty with me about sterling silver is a really great metal. It is a precious and noble metal. It is a metal that has been used and was used first in setting diamonds. So it's got a lot of history surrounding it. And it's really a good, durable way to set an intricate piece because it's got like the prongs and things are much more, they're less malleable than 14 or 18 karat gold. So they stay there longer with less maintenance. So I'm all about that. Plus, I like the price. But anyway, speaking about the price, if I ignore the sterling silver and we just look at 3 divided by 800, you're looking at less than $300 a carat for diamonds. Real 100% diamonds grown in a laboratory. It's fascinating. And I hope you do try it. You know, if you haven't yet, come and join us. We've got all kinds of great shows coming up with the new year. We might just be bringing in another little something special about midway through first quarter. So we're going to be looking forward to that together. And I'll tell you more about it a little bit later. But last but certainly not least, because I want to be respectful of your time, And I've got, I think, about 4 minutes left. When I get to the end of this presentation, stay with me because I'm going to go backwards through the show to give you one last look at your diamonds. Because if I'm buying diamonds, I want to look a couple of times. You can always go to QVC.com and look too if you're interested. But I'm into the historic significance and how to wear your diamonds and that sort of thing. So I wanted to bring this in at the end because I think it's an incredible value. It is what is called a rolling ring. First of all, the problem solution girl in me, which is why I got into this business in the first place. I love products that solve problems. I'm all about this because if you have any kind of arthritis in your finger or you have a hard to fit finger or hand with rings because of your knuckles, here is your solution. This glides over your knuckles like you can't even believe. Where you never thought you could wear rings, you can. This is the one that I would recommend to you. But it is steeped with history and it goes back to the Celtic era, actually. It goes back 400, 400 BC. We're talking about a style that is amazing. I mean, it's three rings that interlock. If you separate them, they almost look like the Olympic rings that link together, but there's only three of these. And they stand for many things, including Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. It's a wonderful wedding band. It's a great way to show everlasting love because the diamonds that we used here in the original Celtic designs, there were no, and by the way, as a cultural ring, this is used as a wedding band, but they don't allow any kind of gemstones on that version, that cultural version of this ring. And so what we did though to make it ours is we did diamonds all the way around in an infinity symbol, like an infinity band. I can't talk, an eternity band. Sorry, this flew. But so there's diamonds all the way around is my point. And in total, 17 points, I believe. Boy, I didn't write it down. I think it's 17 points, if I remember correctly. There is rose plating, there is yellow gold plating, and there also is platinum plating over silver if you choose the tricolor. You can also choose it all in silver. So you have two different choices that you can make on this, but it feels like heaven and it just will perform like a dream for you. I know you're going to love it. I'm in love with these. People have spun these off into like 5 rows. They've done 9 rows. I saw in one of our silver products. But the true classic is the three ring presentation of it. I've even seen some two rolling rings done. So you can play and experiment a little bit for what works with you. But if you are somebody who loves the history of jewelry and somebody who loves the classic, it's not completely true to classic because ours has got diamonds, of course, but it's close enough for me where I'm all in on it. And I really like the idea that it could be a wedding ring. It could be, a unique way to show a self-expression of love as well. So Mom and I do the live stream not only here on YouTube, but we also do a live stream for QVC.com on Mondays at 12:15, and we want to invite you to join us. We'll be more high energy on Monday, I promise. We're at the tail end of this thing, this flu bug that I know so many of you are suffering with. All I can say is try to be kind to yourself and take care of yourself because it is awful. I realize that, and it's terrible. But you know what? Having a diamond coming in the mail is not so bad. Right? Gives you a little something to look forward to. The rolling ring was J453089. If you do want to take another look, again, I would really appreciate it if you wouldn't mind. If you would subscribe. We're free. The show is free. There's no charge for anything that we do, and we're not affiliates, but we do this because we want to help spread the love about diamonds. We really love them here. This is J449014, 3 carats in diamonds, about 1.25 inches top to bottom. It does come in white and also in a yellow gold over sterling silver version. Here you can see them both if you're trying to make a last minute decision. The hex ring. She's so pretty. Here we go. I'll show you the yellow one for reference, but it comes in white gold too. These are 14 karat gold. The hex ring is J454792. It is 2 carats in total weight. It's the hex cut in the middle, the shape and the cut that really makes this something incredible and special. $3,750 is what it was. It is under $3,000 for the last of quantity at QVC.com. The heart necklace. She's a beauty. Here we go. 5 gorgeous, perfectly timed for Valentine's Day diamonds. all put together in 14 karat gold for you on a really delicate and really pretty sparkly chain. That, oh, let me see. You know what? The white is on wait list suddenly. So the yellow gold is available in stock right now. Boy, it gets all 5-star reviews. If you're watching right now, you just got a good little tidbit. I would get to QVC.com right now and order it if you want it. In 14 karat gold, it's J448700. That could sell out by the time we are off the air today. All right. And then, of course, the nail head, that a la Cartier look that's so significant and so beautiful. I don't know. I think the white version, the more I look at it, it's very true to the whole nail story, right? And I kind of dig that. I think it's kind of hip. That's J456406. It is 1 full carat in diamonds. I don't know if I ever mentioned this. Silly me. It's only $399. So it is very inexpensive. Sorry, I'm not quite on my game today. I hope you're feeling good wherever you are. We are going to say goodbye for now. And thank you so much for being with us. Again, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, it does help us to stay motivated and keep doing what we're doing here for you today. And those hearts that come, they mean everything to us. Happy New Year, everybody. Stay safe and sound. And I'll see you next year. I know it sounds corny, but I will literally see you next year. See you Monday. Bye.